Just when I thought this story was about over with because YouTube responded to Star Wars Explained and all these other Star Wars YouTubers that wanted to get rid of RK Outpost, Geeks and Gamers, and Nerdrotic, Star Wars Theory was like, my name was mentioned in that as well. So I'm going to share my thoughts. And not only does he share his thoughts, he shares some receipts. Now, I'm going to show some clips from that video, but I encourage everyone to go over to Star Wars Theory and watch. Star Wars Explains tries to demonetize Star Wars Theory. I will put the link to his video in the top of the description. But there's other things that were happening outside the video that I want to bring to light, things that were happening on social media. But before we do that, could you do me a huge favor and please hit the subscribe button? It's a free thing that you could do that helps out the channel. And don't forget, there's only 5 days left to pick up the Rebellion backpack, and I think the tan ones are almost gone. So look for that in the pinned comment below. You're gonna love it, trust me. Now let's get into this. Now for those that need a refresher, Molly from Star Wars Explained, other Star Wars YouTube channels, a lot of people on Twitter and other social media shared this post to Team YouTube to try to get Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, RK Outpost demonetized. And in the bottom paragraph there, they mention Star Wars Theory has also done the same thing as them. So Theory was like, look, you want to demonetize my channel, Star Wars Explained? We have a history. And if this is how you're going to treat me, then I think it's time to share that history to show the world what kind of people you actually are. Right off the bat on social media, Star Wars Theory posts this. Imagine getting early access to new shows from Disney to prepare for your videos. Red carpet flyouts, gifts, and meetings with the higher-ups. Interviews with writers and cast, all this extra exclusive content, and still no one watches your stuff. I'd be jealous too. Actually, I wouldn't. I'd just work harder. And if you know Star Wars Theory, the man never sleeps. The man constantly works to improve on his craft and the things that he is creating. And I love the fact that he points out just because you have all this access doesn't make you a better YouTuber. It doesn't mean people are going to flock to your content. Work harder. Stop trying to tear someone down just so you could get built up. This is the Rian Johnson method that I've called it for years. Rian Johnson tried to tear down Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, everyone else to build up the Disney characters quickly. They've taken the same approach. Hey, we can't beat Star Wars Theory on YouTube. So what can we do? Let's just tear him down. Let's just take his channel down. Let's just demonetize him. Then we'll be #1 again. It just doesn't work that way. And just to show you the type of influence that Star Wars Theory has created, Forbes actually has done an article on this entire thing. Pretty crazy.
Just seems like they got a problem with Ryan. I mean, Ryan's angsty, bro. There's a lot of shit that Ryan says that I don't agree with. I think it's a little over the top. But to be honest, you get Ryan drunk and he's like this soft, sweet little guy.
Ryan is a pussy compared to most older American men. Well, one, I'm sure you're very experienced with older American men, Kev, because I imagine they fuck you in the...
Hey. The hate campaign against Amandla has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandla, including Star Wars Theory, 3.3 million subscribers, 3.33 million. Some respect, please. Molly, how many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Now, look, I probably would have commented on this in a tweet or something. Yet the fact that you put my name in this is so unbelievably effed up, man. Like, first of all, you have to prove that this is a hate campaign. The only hate campaign I see here are you people that have been constantly throwing hate. Okay, the boys can defend themselves and they want to go to court for that. They can do that. They can destroy these people. No problem. I fully believe that. The only hate campaign I see here is the hate campaign that Molly Damon, Star Wars Explained, and a lot of these other Star Wars YouTubers have been leading against me for years.
For as long as I've known Star Wars Theory, he has never gone after creators. He just stayed quiet. He knew what people were saying about him, but he just decided not to say anything. He just worked harder and worked on his craft. Look at this post here. Trying to deplatform anyone over not liking a form of media is the most vile, disgusting act there is. And the majority agrees with him. In fact, I've shared in other videos on this topic that many people that don't like Geeks and Gamers or RK Outpost, that are fans of Star Wars Explained, have told them on social media, hey, this ain't it. This is not what we do. You don't just come out here and say, hey, let's get rid of these creators because I can't compete with them. Let's get rid of these creators because I don't like what they have to say. Let's get rid of these creators because from where I'm sitting, they're bad and I'm good. That ain't it. To coordinate an attack like this, taking the innocent and creative life work of someone and twist it to slander them to YouTube, calling for a demonetization so that they cannot pay for their life, their family's life that they care for, their team's life, and their team's family through a coordinated movement in bad faith is unbelievably evil. I've felt silent for years. Today I speak. And if you come back with more, I have reserves that will devastate all of you. God will handle it from here. Well, Theory did share some receipts on that video.
Down the street with him, and he was like, you know, before I knew who you were, I couldn't sleep at night. He's like, I'm serious. I'm paraphrasing. I'm serious. Molly would have to calm me down because I couldn't sleep at night because you and Stupendous Wave were just getting such crazy views, and we were working so hard, and we couldn't even come close to that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And he's like, well, you know, I just feel bad because I just like really didn't like you, and I see that you're such a nice guy now, and I feel bad about that, so I want to apologize. He started just like opening up and telling me these things. I just feel bad about that, and I'm like, man, this guy must have like really fucking hated me for the views to the point where he couldn't sleep at night, and his wife would have to calm him down. Fuck, man, this whole shit's about views for these guys. I remember I took a cab with him once. To the airport. We split a cab. I didn't sleep. I was up all night and I was editing in the cab, in the back of the cab. He's like, "What are you editing?" I'm like, "Oh, just the new Vader comic that dropped at midnight." He's like, "That just came out." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't sleep." And then I showed him, and I pressed play as it was in the final cut thing, and he was just looking at it and didn't say a word. He was just like, all right, man, well, it's my stop. You know, hey, it was great seeing you. He's like, yeah. And that was it. And then he started this week in clickbait shit. And I just was like, the fuck, dude? It's clearly all about trying to slander me and like put me down and whatever to make yourself look taller.
And I can't believe there are actual people on social media saying, no, he never met Alex and Molly. He's just making that up for views. Well, he posts more receipts. Right here, he's saying people who used to be friends with Alex and Molly are now sending me their private DMs, basically saying they just hate and they're jealous of Star Wars Theory. In the last paragraph there, he says, you shouldn't have tried to take my livelihood away. I bothered no one for years. Now I'll drag everyone through the mud. I mean, here's just one of the DMs from Alex to whoever. He goes, so I met Star Wars Theory and he's really nice. So I like him now. And I at least understand him a little more. And someone asked, really, what happened? And why all the smack talk? He goes, smack talk is just because I've talked crap about him in the past or his channel and his content anyways. But he's really nice. And he has the same anxieties about his channel as we do, you know? So I can't be jealous of him anymore. Kind of crazy.
Wide-eyed kid at the start of this whole YouTube thing. And I'm like, oh man, everyone's so like, great, like let's all be friends. And I started to realize very fast that people are very jealous, very spiteful, and very angry if you do better than them. People want to see you do great. They want to see you do well. They never want to see you do better than them.
Now, I have to say, this was a pretty cool thing that happened from this video. Star Wars Theory does mention Eckhart's ladder in the video, basically saying Eckhart's took a couple jabs at Theory, but then he reached out to him. Eckhart's Ladder is a large Star Wars channel as well. He says, listen, sorry to message you. I know you're busy, but I just wanted you to know I didn't support Molly and that petition, and I had zero knowledge it was coming. Theory says, I appreciate you not joining that. I'm sure once we chat, all will be cool. If you don't mind, I'll share this online so people know that we're working things out. Eckhart says, yeah, man, no problem. All good. And see, that's what men do. They work things out. They talk privately, you know, and they just work things out. Sadly, the hate brigade from Star Wars Explained headed over to Eckhart's Ladder's Twitter account, and he either deleted it or he just locked it up until everything kind of calms down.
Act like they're so inclusive, but as soon as you say something that they don't like or agree with, they're going to try and strip you and rip you of everything that you hold near and dear, everything that you've worked so hard for. If you can't join them, get rid of them or something like that. Or if you can't beat them, kill them. No, man, there is no beat. You know, I don't remember you guys ever joining my charity stream to raise over, was it $70,000 for St. Jude's in one stream? You know who did join that stream? Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Ryan. Where were the other Star Wars YouTubers? You guys didn't give a shit. I literally put out a tweet saying that anybody can join. I want this for the good of the kids. Y'all didn't join. Eckhart, freaking Star Wars Explained. Nobody. The only ones that joined were those guys. Did you go ahead and do a charity of your own for kids? No. You just sit around, bitch, and whine about, oh, Star Wars Theory is doing this, he's doing that. Oh, This Week in Clickbait, we're going to make merch out of it. We're going to sell merch. You know that there are people in your Patreon that literally pay just to feed me information of the shit that you say about me? The amount of eyes that I have everywhere in groups that you think are private, with people you think that you know. I see, I watch, and I ain't gonna leak anything, man. All I need to know is who I associate myself with, who I trust when they come to me. I want to be friends and this and that and all this is like fake shit. It's all politics at this point.
It does appear that people are taking notice, that they're disingenuous, that Star Wars Explained is only after one thing. If they're not number one, we have to tear down everybody else, which is not the happy-go-lucky Star Wars fandom that they appear to create for everyone around them. The Critical Drinker post, he goes, hasn't worked out too well for them if their sub count is any indication. And it never fails. Star Wars Theory came out, told the truth, shared receipts, and yet people still want to act this way. They want to come out of the woodwork because they hate truth tellers. They hate people that don't fall in line. They just want them gone. Shout out Master of the TDS for posting this. This person says, basically, he wants Star Wars Theory to delete himself and anyone who likes him. They just come out of the woodwork, man. They hate when you have an open mind, when you're a free thinker. They hate that. Then accounts like this literally come out of the woodwork. Alex and Molly are the two most genuine and honest people you'll find in this fandom. Listen, they literally try to deplatform people. That is the lowest of the low. Like, even if you disagree, even if you don't like them, you work on your craft and you get better, you get bigger, and you drown out the noise with your work ethic, not by just tearing things down that you don't agree with. It's funny, though, this guy and this guy here that's posting this stuff, they hit a ton of replies. And all the replies were not what they were looking for. They're terrible. They're this. They started a campaign. They're filth. They're not. You're wrong. You get the idea. These posts are wild. Look at this. Star Wars Theory started a war on Star Wars Explained because he doesn't want to admit his friends are crappy people. The next response was, Star Wars Theory started a war? They were literally in agreement with other YouTubers on going after the monetization of the channels that they didn't like, which is one of the unwritten rules of YouTube, and it can get your channel removed permanently because that is against the terms of service. The next response was, well, in any other context, I'd 100% agree with you, but because it's Geeks and Gamers, and they've been actively harassing innocent people. Who in the world have they been harassing? You are just running damage control. I don't know if this is Star Wars Explained's alt accounts or bots accounts that's out there. You are trying to run damage control and throwing stuff out there that doesn't exist. This is what they do. They know they're wrong. They know they got caught. They know Theory's got the receipts. They're trying to make face a little bit. They're just trying to save anything. But they can't because the truth always wins.
Even a game is just, man, I'm just a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. And everything I say, everything I make is from the heart. And if you don't want to believe that and you want to make it about views and this and money, take it all away. Take the, well, I guess you tried. I guess you literally tried to take all of my money away, which is wild. You're just not a good person. Gotta say that much. Molly. And I know Alex is behind all this, but he's just such a sackless guy that he just can't do it himself, and he has to have his wife do it for him.
Well said. And I want to encourage everyone to go over to Star Wars Theory's channel and watch the video Star Wars Explained tries to demonetize Star Wars Theory. Again, I will put the link in the top of the description. Kind of crazy that a channel that gets flown out to Lucasfilm, that gets to interview directors, actors, they get gifts sent to them in the mail, are so butthurt that they want to remove other channels so that they'll be the only ones that people look and find when it comes to Star Wars news. It's not how you do it, man. It is not how you do it. And I believe this story is far from over. We'll keep you covered over here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. This is Jay, and we will catch you next time.